Thanks to the supporters of channel member A11 Scorpio 1996. One goal and one goal only for today's episode. Get into the Champions League group stages one way or the other. If we win our game in the league, we're there through the league. We've secured second place and the Europa League final can just be for funsies. If we don't win in the league and end up third, that means Champions League playoffs, which means we really then have to win the Europa League to secure group stages of the Champions League and all the lovely money that comes with it. Hello and welcome to part 78 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final game of the league season against Le Havre, plus that all-important Europa League final against Inter, which I hope won't be all-important. We won the game since the last episode. We played Angers. We beat them 2-0. Our run of form at the moment has been really very good. The last team that weren't Paris Saint Germain to beat us were Brest all the way back in January. Remember when everyone was away at the African Nations Cup and we didn't have a goalkeeper? That was the last time we lost to somebody other than Paris Saint Germain. If we take that out of the equation, you have to go all the way back, and there's Paris Saint Germain again, and Paris Saint Germain again. You have to go all the way back to last season. Goodness me, we're going to lose, aren't we? That's PSG. There you go. We lost to Monaco over a year ago. That was the last time we lost against anybody that wasn't Paris Saint Germain when we didn't have a really good excuse. So I'd like to think we're about to book a spot in the Champions League group stages. Let's see, shall we? Oh, by the way, potentially found a striker. Where is he? Clement Berard. Another one from Lyon. This is where we got both Millet and Omar from. He's 2 years younger than both of them. And will cost us a big old chunk of money. We haven't actually got that kind of money to spend. So we'll have to try and do some kind of shenanigans. But with Millet leaving and going to join up with Brentford permanently this summer, I think the idea of a striker with that kind of pace and those kind of physicals who can play on either wing for us, we could probably get rid of Di Girolamo, bring this guy in, lose Millet, and have him as our backup striker, backup right winger, offer some competition on the left-hand side. If we do a comparison between him and Millet, which I have already done, so I know what this looks like, bear in mind he's 2 years younger than Millet. He's basically exactly the same player, just 2 years further back in his development, and can play both wings rather than just one. So I think we've got our replacement there. That is our summer plan now. Sell Di Girolamo, buy Clement Berard. We just need to now make it happen. I'm so organised these days. We've got a little conveyor belt of players coming through. Talking about conveyor belt of players coming through, we've got two lads who've been called up for the French under-18 team for the World Cup. I want to say, why am I putting in French? France comes up anyway if you type in French. That's handy. I guess it's this national team. It might be the under-19s. Might be the under-20. There's Clement Berard, who we were just looking at. Can we, how do we, I mean, that's not very helpful, is it? We've got two really good young players and now I can't find them. We'll have to wait until they come back off their loans and I'll show you them in tomorrow's transfer video. It won't be tomorrow. It'll be Monday. You'll have to wait. I promise you, there's a good defender and a good right winger. I think that's what we've got. And the defender isn't Svetkovic. So this is the team anyway for the Le Havre game. To remind you, what we need to do on the final day is as simple as just winning. Or in fact, it's as simple as we need to better whatever Monaco do. Monaco are away against Marseille, which isn't as tough a game as we'd hoped. Marseille and Lyon both really tumbling down this league. Now, us and Lille have forced our way into this top four. That's really going to become a top three because of the Champions League places being changed up. I'd like to think this will be the three of us kind of break away now because of the extra money that we'll have. And as long as we're in that three, I'm really happy for a big three to break away. Don't really care about the rest of the league. But as long as we do better than Monaco, we secure second place, which, as I keep going on about every episode, is the direct route into the Champions League group stages, which is crucial just from a financial point of view more than anything. There's no risk involved. Then we know we've got that 10, 12 million pounds coming just from getting that far, plus all the money that comes after it if we do well. So this game is quite important. We need to win it. Unfortunately, Capitao is injured again. He came back from his injury, scored the only goal. Or was it what was the score against Angers? It was 2-0. Scored the first goal against them, but then picked up another injury. So he's going to miss this game. Potentially not going to be available for the Europa League final, which is this season, which is in just a few days' time. So we're going to be touch and go for the Europa League final, which is not ideal. Thomas still not fully fit either. So we're going with Magothu in goal, a back four of Simon, Say, Bertrand and Frey, Milinkovic at the base of the midfield, Fowry and Del Palacio Langer ahead of him, Benavides and Nguema out wide with Omar up top. I've kind of acknowledged at this point Millet is leaving. We've got to go with Omar. He's back in good form. We have our settled team again. That's not to say the door for Millet is closed for the Europa League final. If Omar has a stinker today, Millet comes on and scores a hat-trick, there's a very good chance he plays against Inter. But at the moment, Omar's the man in possession. He's our player, the one who's going to be with us for many years to come. So he's the one that we're going to be focusing in on, and we have been focusing in on. Now we're not playing twice a week every week like we were for ages when we were having to rotate them. Benavides has scored that goal so many times this season. I don't know how that's not crossed the line. Bounces back off the crossbar, and now Frey's going to try and whip it across for another opportunity, but straight into that defender, balloons up in the air, and we've got a corner, which is so much less of a threat when we don't have Capital in the team. We're aiming at that far post where Bertrand was. Unfortunately, can't get his head onto it, but it does come back to Cyril Fowry, who has been fouled there, and we keep our attacking move going with a free kick, but clearly the free kick wasn't good enough to warrant a highlight. I've just noticed Monaco have gone ahead against Marseille just as we go behind against Le Havre. The referee's got his finger in his ear. This could be disastrous because this would, as it stands, put Monaco above us on the final day of the season. The goal has been awarded. We all of a sudden have it all to do, potentially nerves, as we look ahead to the Europa League final. You know how these things go. We're going to demand more early, but that is the current state of play. We do not want to do a playoff. I've lost a lot of playoffs over the last couple of years and not won any of them. I don't think it's officially called a playoff, so we don't know that the curse applies, but it certainly seemed to in the Conference League qualification playoff last year. Cross comes over for Omar, and Omar is there to tuck it past the goalkeeper, repaying the faith we've shown in him in the back end of this season. We've very much nursed him through this season, and there he is, repaying us for it. Fowry doing a very good job, playing the ball out to Frey, and Frey to Omar. He's a tale as old as time when it comes to tour goals. And with our better goal difference, that is enough to put us back ahead of Monaco again. So we just can't afford to lose here against Le Havre. That's all it is. Del Palacio Langer to Benavides, who, I mean, he is still our top scorer at the moment, but it's close between him and Omar. And Nguema's there, and Nguema gets better and better all the time. There have been people doubting Nguema over the course of his tour career. What you've all got to remember is he is still, as of right now, young enough to qualify to be our Young Player of the Year. And he's already played nearly 300 games for the club. He is Mr. Tour. He's going to play 500-600 games for us before his career is done, because I don't imagine a situation we're ever going to replace him, because whenever we improve, he improves right along with us and scores the goal to put us ahead and put a little bit of daylight between us and Monaco once again, and we can just start to breathe a little bit easier as we head towards the half-time break. Monaco now 2-0 up over Marseille, but it doesn't matter. As long as we win, it doesn't matter what Monaco do. Del Palacio Langer with the big deep cross. Basically, he's overhit that. There's nobody there to get on the end of it. Although Benavides stayed lurking for a little bit longer than he probably needed to. Doesn't really matter, though. And the ball is with Le Havre. We're attacking down this right-hand side. And Nguema needs to get the tackle in there. He doesn't, but he causes enough of a hassle to force them into a poor pass that Bertrand can intercept. But they're now lumping the ball forward again. Say will deal with that comfortably. And Langer plays it over the top for Omar, who's through on goal. And every now and again, I remember why I gave Millet a run in the team. Omar never used to do stuff like that, and now he does. And I'm so happy he's added it to his game. It really does make you feel good. Omar back to Nguema. It is the second half now. We really did lightning quick move through half time. You don't get that with Zealand, do you? Goodness me. Didn't even look. Don't even know who's playing well. Doesn't matter. We're playing well. Nguema trying to slide it across to Farrell. It's back with Nguema again. This time he finds Langer. It's bobbling around in the penalty area. Benavides back to Simon. We've still got so many players crowding around in the middle. Milinkovic is going to try and get it back in there. He does, but it's just hit straight back out to him again. And now Fowry has stepped out of the area to try and assert some control over the situation. And Simon in a crossing position, but he's closed down so quickly, he can't get the cross in. And who's fouled who there? I think Say gets fouled as he goes up to miss his header. Le Havre have had one shot in this game and have scored it. We really are making a meal of this. Frey with the cross to the far post. Benavides, better contact this time, but unfortunately it floats over because it's probably that better contact we were talking about. Just score another goal, lads. That's all we need. Then we can start resting you. Ready for Inter. You want to play against Inter Milan on the telly in a final, don't you? Well, let's get this one done. Let's stop stressing. Cross comes over, dealt with easily by Milinkovic, but once again, there's a swarm of Le Havre players around us anytime we get the ball. Benavides now trying to break down his left-hand side. If he can beat his man here, Omar is in the middle. Instead, he just stops. And I mean, he's ruined the guy with his superior intelligence. And it eventually drops to Omar. Suspicions maybe of offside. It was cut back to Langer, who had the shot that wrong-footed everybody, but ended up bouncing back into the path of Omar. And it looks like the goal has been given. So Omar was onside when that shot from Langer came in. Benavides, lovely ball back to Langer, and there's your proof that Omar was onside. It's an open goal for him. Afker Omar has 2 goals, and he is back, boys and girls, and that should be that. Second place should be ours. Champions League group stages for Tour for only the second time in our history. Fowry in midfield, plays it back to Milinkovic, who's overhit the pass. We've seen a few overhit passes looking for Omar today. I don't know if it's because we've got used to playing it in the air for Millet, so we're just hitting them a little bit heavier than we were previously. But the trick to getting the best out of Omar is playing the ball over the top for him to run onto, not playing the ball in the air for him to try and head, because he's only a little fella. Right, we are going to make 5 changes here, just in the interests of resting players. Svetkovic is going to come on, because game time for him is always useful. Millet is going to come on to say his goodbye. He's been here a long time. Thank you, Ibrahim Millet. This is his final appearance in a Tour shirt at home. And obviously he's still got the final to come, but that's your lot from him, boys and girls. Christopher Robin can come on in midfield, as can Vaquero. We'll bring on, I don't know why Frey's still on the pitch, we'll bring Gonzalez on. I'd quite like to take off Nguema and bring on Di Girolamo as well, but we've run out of substitutions. 5 in one go. Has anyone done that since we've been allowed 5 in the Premier League? I don't think anybody has. Cannot wait for the first manager to do 5 substitutions in one go in real life. And I want to see them do it at half-time as well. It would just be delicious. Nguema to Milinkovic, and now Vaquero. Nguema into Omar, and he was in looking for his hat-trick, but couldn't get the shot on goal. And unfortunately, it goes wide. Le Havre still with just the 1 shot on target in this match. Monaco are winning 4-0 against 10 men in their game, and it does not matter. They are going to have to play a qualification match to get into the Champions League group stages, which I'm sure they're less worried about than we would be. They're Monaco. We're Tour. We're terrified of it. They should be fine. They're one of Europe's premier clubs. Christopher Robin from range clatters the crossbar. How many times have we hit the frame of the goal in this match? Goodness me. Still only 3-1, but it should be so many more. Our XG is through the roof, and we do confirm our second place finish. The pressure is off for the Europa League final now. It doesn't matter. We are only there for the trophy. Champions League qualification is done. Nice now to go and win that trophy, wouldn't it? Well, here we go then, boys and girls. Europa League final. No changes. Capital only fit to sit on the bench. Sit on the bench he does. We can't actually fill a bench. We've got 2 injured players in Capital and Thomas. Everyone else in the squad is on the bench apart from Claverie, who's real injured, which means there's 2 gaps on the bench because we don't have a big enough squad. It doesn't matter. We're in a European final. Let's just go and have some fun. It's Inter Milan. What have I just done there? I had hold of a goalkeeper. It was Tiem Carney. Luckily, he has stayed on the bench. That would have been a disaster. Imagine moving my goalkeeper onto the right wing or something for a European final and not realising I'd done it. If ever there was going to be justification for a reload, I think that would have to be it, surely. A complete misclick that causes an absolute disaster. Although, to be fair, it's one you can click, you can fix immediately at the start of the game. Harder to do if it's the bench goalkeeper who's playing on the right wing, but less disastrous than if we'd have ended up with Nguema in goal. 0-0, first quarter of the game gone, and it's us with a highlight. It's the three on this right-hand side again of Milinkovic, Frey, and Nguema. Milinkovic looking to find Benavides with the cross, and I mean, that's your bread and butter Benavides chance, and unfortunately, he's not able to get a hold of it properly. He's scored so many of them this year, but that time, not on target. That's a loose ball from Inter that Nguema is going to chase back here. Unfortunately, it was into a fairly harmless area, and they are in here, and what a saving tackle. That is from Say. Goodness me, that was a good tackle. There's been a few people a little bit critical of these two as our defenders, claiming they're not good enough, but goodness me, that's Inter Milan in a European final, and Say has just done a world-class tackle. By the way, on the subject of our defenders, Big Willie is signed for Manchester City. Did not see that one coming. It does mean he might be available on loan from Manchester City at some point in the near future, because I can't imagine him getting into their team. 0-0 at half-time, though. Let's get Big Willie out of our mind. We've got bigger things to play with here in terms of trying to win a European final. I'm actually noticing a potential centre-back signing for us for the Champions League for next year. I don't know how old Oumar Solé is now, but, I mean, he's an option, isn't he? He's French, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's French. I'm sure you're going to let me know down in the comments how he's not French. I'm pretty sure he's French. Right, we have tired legs. We're going to bring Millet on the right-hand side. We are going to bring... Oh, we've got no one to come on and play at the base of the midfield, so we will bring nobody on. I'm not going to stick Svetkovic there in the Europa League final. What we might do is ask Millet to actually play as an inside forward on this side, rather than getting him playing as a playmaker out there. Which, I mean, it is what our system is built around, but Millet, we know how dangerous he is as an inside forward. Not necessarily from the right-hand side, because we've never done it before. But this isn't the game to be messing around, playing either Omar or Millet as playmakers. Let's get them doing what they do best, running at goal and trying to do footballs. Say, turns. Don't do anything silly after that brilliant defending you did in the first half. Only 15 minutes of normal time left in this game. Still 0-0. We've done ourselves proud in this match, even if it doesn't end up going our way. Bertrand now, forward to Fowry. Bertrand again. We're just biding our time, waiting for a little opportunity to present itself and hopefully not giving the ball away to Inter. My worry here is Milinkovic is tired and could play one of those poor passes that you play when you're tired in Football Manager. So if we could stop this now, please stop it. That would be super. Frey with the ball in time. I said we were waiting for the opportunity, and Omar couldn't quite get it to come back down under the crossbar. It was brilliantly done by the entire team. Frey hits the pass over the top for Omar to chase. And unfortunately, the goal is not forthcoming. What a sentence. We're going to bring on Christopher Robin here to play as the central attacking midfielder for us. Benavides is not having the best of times and is tired. I think we bring on Girolamo here and go back to our normal system. I was looking at Manctelo thinking, do you want to make yourself a hero, young man? But no, I'm going to bring Girolamo on, who does occasionally weigh in with big goals in big matches. Plus, he is Italian/French, so I might have an incentive to show off against Inter to try and earn a move back to Italy this summer. 0-0 at full time, which means I think we can make a fourth change. I'm looking down at my bench, wondering who that fourth change should be. How injured is Capital? Because a twisted knee out for a day, you know what? He's coming on. Because he's 6'7". You can't teach that. You never know when there might be a corner for him to get on the end of. I think extra time in the Europa League final, you get your 6'7" target for corners onto the football pitch, even if it does mean playing a slightly injured defender against one of the most famous teams in world football. That can't go wrong, surely. Set piece, Fowry plays it forward, looking for Millet and finds him. Christopher Robin shoots from range! Oh my word! Referee, don't ruin this for me. I was about to do the Tigger song and I don't even know the words. Christopher Robin, what a shot that is. What a moment. And it counts. But I'm afraid the Tigger song is going to have to wait for another day. The wonderful thing about Tiggers. No, I'm not going to sing in a video. Christopher Robin. My goodness me. What a goal. That is a goal that deserves to win any European final. Look at it. Absolute beauty from Christopher Robin. And now we just need to hold on. Shall I stop attacking? No, I shall not, because that's not what we do in this situation. We keep doing what we've been doing. You carry on doing what brought you here. We attack, attack, attack. If we end up conceding, then so be it. Christopher Robin in with a crunching tackle now. Goodness me, he wants a Europa League medal. Bertrand playing it back to Magothu, who just lumps it forward aimlessly, and Inter just going to play it back at us, but Bertrand is there to nod it clear, and Di Girolamo with a terrible pass. His tour career is just about done. I talked through earlier what the plan for getting rid of him is, and he's showing here why we want to get rid of him. But Christopher Robin is playing like a man possessed. I've never seen Christopher Robin play like this before. He's in again here off the result of his own pass over the top from Millet and Cyril Farry and Bertrand. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, my word. Bertrand, if he puts that inside the post, we win the Europa League. I can't do my words. We've won it anyway, I think. Oh, Tour, our champions of Europe League. It's as good as the Champions League as far as I'm concerned. I've always really rated this tournament, and we've won the thing. Christopher Robin, who would have thought? Oh, hey! That's what Tigger does, isn't it? There you go. You got that. That's better than the Tigger song, surely. Oh, my word. Christopher Robin. What a man. Is a sentence I never thought I would say on YouTube. Well, we've only gone and we've qualified for the Champions League twice. Does that mean our B team gets in as well? Is that how this works? Probably not. But that's got to do our UEFA coefficient the world of good as well. In all seriousness, us going and winning a European tournament the year we get downgraded to just 3 qualification spots for the Champions League. I assume it's all European football that counts and not just Champions League performance, but that might be enough to drag us back to 4 qualification spots again. We might have just done all of French football a favour, and we earned £7 million for it as well. We've just been given more than what our transfer budget for the upcoming season is, plus we know we've got all the Champions League money still to come. I can't help but think, board, it would be nice for you to slip a few extra quid my way, if you don't mind. The board, by the way, might not even be here for the start of next season, because there's rumours of a potential board takeover. But that feels like the kind of shenanigans that are going to go on in Monday's transfer video, where we will try and get our business done early, because we might be under transfer embargo. We know who we want. We know how to get him. And next year we play in the Champions League. Come on! If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.